Welcome to Tavern Talk 716, coming to you from 60 feet down in the bunker. Here are the hosts: international best-selling author Keith White Jr. and Lawrence Duran Gomez.
Oh, hey there again. How are you? This is Tavern Talk 716, once again here in the underground bunker, 60 feet under. I am international best-selling children's author Keith White Jr., joined as always with...
Hello, my name is Lawrence Gomez, a.k.a. Duran, a.k.a. Salvatore Morocco, a.k.a. I don't have an a.k.a. this week.
That's all right. I don't know if, Duran, if you caught the second part of our last episode, which went online last week. Your name at the bottom of the screen says AKA Lawrence Duran Gomez, because, every week, whoever's doing that keeps putting funny things above your name. I don't know who's doing that, but he's a kook. And in the last episode, it says AKA Lawrence Duran Gomez.
That's very good.
Because you had like 30 of them. I think the episode was split into two parts because you spent 43 minutes just AKA-ing at me.
Well, sometimes I remember more of my nicknames than other days, and today was a short list.
Yeah, today was a very short list. I thought you didn't even get the Duran in the middle of the Lawrence Gomez. You said Lawrence Gomez, a.k.a. Duran, a.k.a. Usually you say Lawrence Duran Gomez, I think, is what you've said in the other episodes.
I've transferred the a.k.a. Duran to the a.k.a. Duran.
A.k.a. Duran. Right, that's going to be the new thing, a.k.a. Duran. So, we are here in the underground bunker. We have to cheers as we never get it right. Boom, first for everything. All right.
Only 4 shows in.
Yeah,
I call that a win.
Are we 5 shows in now? 3, 4? I'm not even sure.
I could swear we had 2
at Magruder's.
Oh,
and then 2 in the underground bunker with this one.
Yeah.
So this is 5. So this is episode 5 of Tavern Talk. If it's not, I'll put it down here that this is not episode 5. If it is, you'll see nothing down here until later when we promote ourselves heavily online and I put something down here again, as I did in the last couple. Did you see that?
I didn't see that yet, but I look forward to it. I love how you can just put whatever you want down here. You're like, Duran is a total tool. And it could just be right there, and I wouldn't even know it was there. Or, if we're just being completely obnoxious and not achieving any of the goals that we want, you could put what we're actually trying to say at the bottom of the screen as well.
Well, which could be really anything except for AKA, because you said that a lot and it got out there and everybody, I'm sure, heard that. So that works fine. And I've noticed above us, way up, 60 feet up, it is very windy on this dingus day here in the 716 area, which I'm not going to say exactly where this bunker is, but we're in the 716 for sure.
And you know that it's a very, very detrimental weather when you can feel it 60 feet down.
Oh yeah, well, it's kind of like a wind tunnel. Where the ladder is, the wooden ladder is like a wind tunnel. So,
and it's just a piece of plywood
right.
over the
the plywood's already blown over, and then the wind blows down in circles, and as it comes down, it becomes like a tornado, and then it just blows right in here and right up your skirt.
I'm glad I wore my pants today.
I don't know what's under those pants.
It's not a skirt.
Yeah, it says you. So anyway, today's Dingus Day. It is your favorite holiday of the year, I believe.
It is close second to Halloween, actually.
Now, is Dingus Day a traditionally Puerto Rican holiday?
Not traditionally, but I feel as I'm a hybrid Puerto Rican, I'm allowed to adopt my own traditions. So that is one I have taken on, as I became very fond early on of the day of the celebration, rather, not necessarily the day. I can't really.
You were going to say the day of the dingus, weren't you?
I can't really tell you the specifics that go into a Dingus Day, the whole backstory and traditions and any biblical or religious connotations, but I can tell you that the celebration is fantastic, and I like to take a part in it. And it's unfortunate it's not taking place today, but such is the state of the world.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I can tell you, I don't think I've ever gone on a Dingus Day. You have invited me out many times over the years.
Because it's fun, and I know you would enjoy it.
Yeah, but it's like the day after Easter, and it's a Monday.
It is a Monday. That is
really
a hindrance.
So Mondays are tough. Mondays are less tough now than they were, but there's no Dingus Day now. So like now would be the perfect time to have a Dingus Day, because it's like, hey, quarantine, no work, no nothing, let's go out and Dingus the day. But no, because there's no Dingus Day because of the quarantine. You see how it gives and it takes.
It giveth and it taketh.
Just like Dingus Day.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Dingus Day at all. Nothing. Other than it is the day of the dingus, and I've called you a dingus many times.
Then it's my day.
The day of Duran. That's the Puerto Rican
AKA.
translation of Dingus Day. The day of Duran. You
I'll
can't
cheers
tell
to
I've
that.
had quite a few of these already.
I'll cheers to that.
I'm quite a few in.
So we got the dingus behind us. We've already touched that we are in a quarantine during the corona.
We absolutely are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet between us.
Indeed.
So we are following all the procedures and protocols that we are supposed
It's
to
another
follow.
reason why we have the luchador here, because
Yeah.
he will kick that corona's butt
But
if
he's
it
dropped
tries across this table.
in the 2 episodes ago. You dropped 2 or 3 F-bombs, but you made sure to say "but" this week, because this episode we're hoping they're going to show in schools around the country. So we're going to stay away from all the potty words, like
Well,
potty.
School is home now.
School is home.
So the kids can technically
school.
watch us at school.
Well, that's true. That's fair enough. They could watch us at home. I would hope that children are not watching this show at home. This is not an appropriate show for children. We are sitting around drinking beer underground discussing the day of the dingus.
I have a latte.
You have a latte? I only see one.
A latte?
Ah.
A latte beers.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. So I put mine in a glass this week. I wanted to feel more like a tavern. So I have this glass that I acquired from a tavern many moons ago. And so I decided to bring it.
Representing the Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Buffalo.
Go Bills. We were actually, speaking of the Bills, Ranting Ron had invited us on his show tonight, the Ranting Ron show, which is, I don't know, available somewhere. And he is normally our producer. I should go back a little bit, because if you didn't see the last episode, which was episode 4, and the title of the episode was The Anti-Ron Show, we spent, 23 minutes talking about how awful Ron is.
Disclaimer, I don't remember any of it.
No, you don't, because you had a big hand in it. In fact, I at one point tried to turn it off, and while I was apologizing to him, you just jumped right in with more slamming, which I thought was great. It worked out really well in the show. I thought it played well. So,
So
we were
this
supposed
week
to
we're
go
going to be 100% pro Ron.
pro Ron. So we were going to go on Ranting Ron's stupid show this week, and then I got here and you were like, "Nah, we're underground. I don't feel like going on Ranting Ron's show." And then I found out that it's probably
It takes a
better
lot
we
of
did.
prep for our show.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we've been
nothing against Ron. I
No.
100% love going on Ron's show, but it takes a lot of prep to get into the zone for our show.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with
So
half of what
I
you
really
just
didn't
said.
want to railroad our show by
Yeah.
going on in his crappy show.
No, I absolutely agree with it. Half of what you just said. The first being that I agree there's a lot of prep into this show. The second being something nice you said about Ron's show. I don't remember what it was now, because I don't generally listen to you while you talk on the show. This is really like the Keith Talks and Duran's Here show.
That's true. And
although-
I'm not even mad.
The last 2 episodes.
'Cause I know it.
Yeah, I let you talk a lot the last 2 episodes, and I actually do have some things I want to talk about in this episode that are going to let you talk a little. So I figure we're in quarantine. I'm gonna change things up so that when we're back
Wow.
in the taverns and there's a crowd, I go back to not letting you talk.
I better take advantage of this.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, we were going to go on Ron's show tonight, and then this made me think of it, because he said when I told him we weren't going to come on because we were prepping, and he said, "Oh, that's all right. We were going to do just Bills talk tonight anyway, and I've kind of got it all planned out. I've got exactly how I want this segment to go and that segment to go." And I said, "Did you think we were going to do any of those segments?" And he's
Or
just-
follow some sort of
Right.
outline.
And he's just like, "Well, yeah, it would be Bills talking." Yeah, well, we wouldn't be talking Bills. We wouldn't have talked Bills at all. We would have probably talked over them and told them, told Ron to sit up or to show more than half of his face, or, any of those things that we did the last time we were on a show a couple of weeks ago.
Or we may have talked the Bills, but not any of the subjects that they were trying to get
He would have been
across.
like, "Let's talk quarterbacks." And I would have been like, "Remember when Marshawn Lynch played for the Bills?" Or I would have said, "Oh, remember when we used to play NFL 2K5 all the time on Xbox?" And Papa would come over with his Xbox and we would play for hours and hours and hours. and Linkin Park was installed on his Xbox. Do you remember?
And
this?
that's all that would play was that Linkin Park over.
You would do that
yeah.
part called the Crib, which was that like apartment house or whatever. You could buy stuff in this game. So in NFL 2K5, if anybody out there
is old enough
to remember the
which
game,
we hope you are.
and if you're not, NFL 2K5 was in 2005, probably before most of you were born, people who are on YouTube. And in NFL 2K5, you would play games and you would earn money. And then you could use money to buy things in the crib. And you would earn trophies. Do you remember this or no? You'd walk in, it was like a mansion.
No,
You'd walk upstairs, and at the top was this big trophy room.
I'm visualizing it.
And there was trophies that you would get in the games, and you would earn money. You could buy, like, whatever your favorite team was. You could buy couches and posters and carpets and all these things in the crib. So we would spend a lot of time customizing the crib and putting couches in and bigger TVs and all that stuff. And all Papo had installed on his Xbox was the Linkin Park album that had come out at that time. Breaking the Habit, is that what the name of the album? That was one of the songs. Oh, Meteora, okay. But Breaking the Habit was the song that he would have on, and it would play, you would be in that crib for 10 minutes, and you'd hear the song 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
just,
accurate.
and it would just play, and then you play the game, and that would be playing in the background during the game, and then you'd be at halftime, and they'd show the highlights of what happened in the quarter or the period or whatever.
With
and
that music over
that music would play over it. And every time you, Pablo, can't we play something else? And then you'd go, but I really like this song. And that was always the answer. It's like, what's my Xbox? All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
So then I bought NFL 2K5 for my PlayStation 2 so that we could play on that, and he wouldn't have to bring his Xbox over, and we wouldn't have to hear that song. One time, and he was like, I don't like this. He was like, why? He goes, there's just something about this PlayStation version, I don't like it. So right back to his Xbox version of NFL 2K5.
Well, it could have been either the music wasn't there, or because he's such a diehard Xbox gamer, you started beating him, and he doesn't like to lose.
Even on Xbox, I won quite a few. I'm not gonna say I won them all, but that's a long time ago. There's no video evidence, so I won them all. Right? There's no proof either way. So, so we didn't go on Ranting Ron's show today. So that was, I forgot that's where
that's where we started.
We did not go on Ranting Ron's show this week. Maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe never. So hopefully when the quarantine ends, he self-quarantines continually and he doesn't have to come back with us when we're back at Magruder's or wherever it is we go after this. Even if we stay in the underground bunker, we just won't tell him where it is.
It's true. I have trouble finding the bunker sometimes. So
right.
We know Ron wouldn't come close.
Oh, God, no. He'd never find this place. He would never find this place. But we love you, Ron. We love not having you here.
Pro Ron.
Pro Ron. This is the Pro Ron episode. It's going to say on YouTube, episode 5, the Pro Ron episode, because the last one was the anti-Ron episode. So this will be the Pro
And don't worry, I'm policing Keith to make sure he doesn't say anything negative about
right,
Ron.
And I haven't. Have I
true.
said anything negative about Ron?
100%.
100% all positives about Ron. So now that we've gotten all the Ron, you rule out of the way, because Ron, hey, you're the best. Also, actually, from a couple episodes ago, we talked about the Twitter and how we didn't have access to the Tavern Talk Twitter, which is up here somewhere.
It's probably on your side, because I'll point on my side and look like an idiot.
I think it's on your side.
Hey!
Yeah. So, wherever it is. I can put it wherever. Like, it could be up here until you point, and then it could move over here. But either way, we had mentioned how we didn't have the password. So I tricked Ron into giving us the password to the... what I told him was that it was under maintenance. I said, hey, Ron, the Twitter page for the show is under maintenance, so we need the password, Duran and I, so that we can just make sure everything's working like it should. And he was like, oh, well, a good producer would give you that password. So he gave it to me. So now you'll see tweets from us with our signatures at the bottom, so you'll know if I sent it out or Mr. Gomez here sent it out.
Mr. AKA himself.
Mr. AKA. Is your signature AKA?
No, it will be now.
Oh, okay. So going forward, any tweets from Duran will say AKA. Mine say KW with a little picture of the stack of books because I'm an international best-selling children's author. In case I hadn't mentioned that yet, my books are available at KeithWhiteJr.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, wherever you get your children's books from.
I get everything on Amazon, so
They're
there. So
I thought you were gonna.
You can go right there.
I thought you were either gonna pile on me for plugging myself again, or add something of your own onto it. But instead, we got silence. So what I did want to talk about before we got onto the Ron thing, because you pointed out the bills on the glass here, just before the show, while we were prepping, we were discussing a project that you're currently working on. And like I said, we're in the quarantine division of our show. So I'm letting you talk some. So I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit so that I don't ever have to ask you about it again. So if you wanted to tell us a little bit about that project, I'm going to open up a beer and I'm going to do some awesome pouring.
Fair enough. Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, so you just start talking. I won't make any noise.
So, what Keith is referring to is my current musical project. It is titled Hell Ever After, and it is a rock opera. Basically, I wanted to get back to music once again, and doing bands was a route that I had taken before, and it kind of ran its course, and I didn't feel that was...
Oh, it was just really good.
That wasn't the road I wanted to do again.
Sorry.
So I transitioned to pro wrestling because I could do pro wrestling by myself without relying on any other individuals, which you do a lot of when you're in a band. It's like a family. So I did the pro wrestling thing, and it was a lot of fun. And I feel I took that as far as I could with the tools that I had. And when I was done with wrestling, I had the bug for performing because I like to perform in all different capacities. And I also like to write music. So when I came back to the decision that I was going to do music again, I'd been playing with this idea of writing a rock opera. And I had the idea ever since I first saw the movie Phantom of the Opera in 2009.
Which Phantom movie? The musical Phantom?
The film with Gerard Butler.
Oh,
that was my first exposure.
Not the one with Robert Englund.
Correct.
Okay. I was just going to ask you what you thought of that movie. I didn't mean to sidetrack you. I don't know a lot of people that have seen that movie, Phantom of the Opera, with Robert Englund as the Phantom.
Yeah.
And his mask is like a skull. And he's all kind of Freddy Kruegered underneath it. It's a horror movie. It's from the 90s. If anybody hasn't seen it, go out of your way to watch it. Don't message me after because you'll probably be mad that you spent the time watching it. But anyway, you go ahead. I apologize. I just was curious which Phantom your inspiration was born from.
Yes, so it was indeed the opera, the Andrew Lloyd Webber's show, but it was the film version because it was my first exposure, and I fell in love with that, and I was like, this is really an avenue that I'd like to pursue one day. And so when I finally sat down with some music, I had a couple songs that I loved from the previous band I was in, and I had a lot of difficulty letting those songs go because I felt they deserved more than what they got in being in a band that just kind of dissolved and died. So bringing those 3 songs that I was in love with back to life with the idea of writing a rock opera, it just kind of grew into a very cool little universe of its own. And without giving too much away, I am trying to make an original piece of music that also pays homage to all of the music that inspired me. And I really feel I'm doing I'm having fun, and I'm doing a pretty cool job of making a unique product. And I don't know when it'll be ready, but I do anticipate with this avenue, or with this medium, bringing samples eventually
to the show.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. See, I let you have all that time. I didn't interrupt you one time. I let you have that whole thing now. So now you.
Thank you for not interrupting me because I have a habit of interrupting myself.
Right. So I didn't say a word. So now that means I can talk for the next 3 or 4 episodes. You don't even have to say anything because I gave you an avenue. I gave you a window. I gave you the world, and you ran with the ball, my friend. Not enough for me to let you keep talking, but you ran with the ball, so I'm impressed. You can talk when I take a sip, though. Instead, you took a sip with me. Genius. Boom. Oh, that was great. I am interested. I do. That's what I do. I am interested to see what you come up with, though. I'm kind of excited that you're going to bring some stuff to the show here, because as you know, over the years, I have supported all of your things.
All my wacky adventures.
I do. I'm very, because everyone, if it makes you happy, everyone, like this, we're going to get like like 10 views. Who cares? It's a fun time. We have fun doing
We're
it.
having fun doing it. That's all really
We're learning.
matters.
We're
We hope
learning
that-
about. We learned about lighting. We've learned about filming. We've learned about set design. We've learned about production, video editing. All this stuff is fun to do. You learn a lot while you're doing it. Whether people watch it or not, whatever. But it's still a good time, and we're having fun. And so I think anyone should. I've written 41 books. I couldn't even tell you how many I've sold. Some of them more than others. Some of them did very well. But that's not why I didn't write them thinking, I'm going to light the world on fire. I wrote them because I wanted to. And anyone who wants to do that should. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. You do it for yourself first.
Right.
And then ideally, other people will enjoy it as well.
Even if they don't, screw them. I almost dropped the F-bomb that time. Whoa! That would have been my first F-bomb. I almost. But I caught myself.
I'm waiting for it.
I caught myself because, I'm an adult.
You're saying I'm not?
I didn't say anything. I said I caught myself because I'm an adult.
I mean, it would have been accurate.
If you take whatever you want from me.
So I feel like it's time to
How was your Easter?
transition to another subject. What?
Oh, we're
Easter?
transitioning to another subject?
No, I mean I feel like that's
Yesterday was Easter. Yesterday was the weirdest Easter I've ever had in my entire life. Because normally, Easter you get a lot of family and you gather and do Eastery things. Well, I don't know, go hunt for eggs, or the Easter bunny comes, breaks into your house at night, and leaves trinkets and candies around the house for the children. So
do you want to hear about my Easter?
I would love to hear about your Easter. I'm gonna let you talk again.
For my Easter, because we're in quarantine, I did these really exciting things. I did not see family. I did not have an elaborate dinner. I did not eat any chocolate. I did not find any eggs. And I did not see any bunnies. So let's just say it was a successful Easter.
Why would you see bunnies? You don't see the Easter bunny. That's when Santa comes, you make sure you're in bed when Santa shows up. You're not awake. Last year my wife told me, she said, because I was up playing Xbox, she's like, you don't go to bed, Santa's not going to come.
We're not talking about Santa, we're talking about Easter bunny.
Same thing.
You've never seen the Easter bunny?
Of course I've never seen the Easter bunny, he doesn't come. My wife just told me this yesterday because I was up. The same thing. This is where I was going with the story. Is that last year on Christmas, my wife's like, Santa's not going to come if you don't go to bed. I'm like, oh my God. So I ran up to bed. And then last night, I've been playing Bayonetta on Xbox. So I'm playing it. I'm getting real into it. And she comes downstairs because she was already in bed because she's smart. She comes downstairs and she's like, it's getting late. And I go, I know. She goes, the Easter bunny's not going to come if you're in bed. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, you don't go to bed. Easter bunny skips our house, so you don't get a basket. Right to bed. Right to bed. There was a couple years before I got married, I got nothing on Easter. And I just assumed it's because I didn't go to bed.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd wake up Easter morning, there'd be nothing. Nothing.
No, man. The whole reason my daughter ever got an Easter basket was because I waited up in the Easter and I stopped him. Hey, Easter bunny, I need a basket.
You didn't know?
Oh, my kid's not getting candy.
Oh, you're not on the mailing list. You got me on a mailing list.
Oh, well.
See,
I told you I'm not an adult.
Years ago, you would have to mail it in. You fill out like a form and you mail it in with the post office, which is going to be dead soon. And now you do it all online. You go online, you fill out this form, and you tell them if you have allergies, and you tell them if you like candy or trinkets. How do you not know this?
What the fuck is the internet?
And I know you're quoting a movie, but there's the F-bomb.
It's acceptable if it's a quote.
Gosh darn it, it's not. Because if it was, people would just use quotes on television for everything all the time because they can curse up a storm. So anyway.
That's not a thing?
There was a couple of years when I was a bachelor before I got married. There were a couple of years where Santa didn't come and the Easter bunny didn't come. I put my teeth under the pillow. There'd be no tooth fairy. None of that stuff. And once I got married, then I realized to go to bed earlier and you get that stuff. And ever since I've been married, I've been getting that. Santa's been bringing me presents. Easter bunny's been bringing me baskets. The leprechaun brings me little gold coins. I get a visit from the birthday wizard. All of those guys come. You're missing out because you're screwing it up. You're screwing it up. Because I woke up this morning, and me and the kids yesterday morning, the kids and I, we went around the house. We found our Easter baskets.
So you're saying that you gotta go to bed early and be on a mailing list?
Well, the mailing list.
That's too much work.
You just fill it. You just update it once a year. It's like voting or your blood type. You just update it once a year.
What's a blood type?
God, you are the worst. You are the worst. I will say we're fighting the corona right now, though, because they say with the hand sanitizer, it's got to be 60% alcohol. So we're just making sure our blood type is 60% alcohol.
Yes, I said that recently.
Well, not to me.
Alcohol fights
Corona.
bacteria
Right.
and disease and viruses. So we put alcohol in our bodies and it fights off the sickness.
Yeah, it's absolutely correct. See? And look at this. Look at this pour. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh,
Scientist.
boom. That's how you pour a beer right there.
I love science.
Anyway, so Easter, we were talking about Easter before we got off on scientific studies. So Easter was very weird because normally, you have a lot of family comes over and you do all kinds of things. We can't go outside and do like Easter egg hunts with the kids because you're not supposed to use social distancing, which we're doing right now.
Sure.
And so you can't go outside and do all that. But the Easter Bunny did come, as I said, and brought us all baskets. Not my wife, though. She must have been naughty this year.
Oh.
Easter Bunny didn't bring her a basket. I got one.
Wow.
So anyway, we did that. And then my wife made dinner, though. So we did have like an Easter dinner.
Okay.
But like it was real weird that she just went in the kitchen and just like cooked a dinner. It was delicious. She made a ham and everything, but it was just us. So like everybody went out there and we had Easter plates and we put that for it, but then we just ate and then it was over. And it was like that was a regular dinner. It was delicious and it was an Easter-y kind of dinner, but it was like there was no family there. There was no like extras. There was no like church in the morning. Because we do the church in the morning.
Sure.
I go to church just a couple times a year. I'm not much of a church guy. I'm really not. I go because my wife wants me to a couple times a year. One of them is Easter, and I wear like a pink shirt with like a pastel tie or whatever, and I look great. So I just, either way though, things were weird this year. Everything is weird.
Yeah,
everything is weird. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Everything's weird.
Yeah, yesterday just flew by. It really didn't even matter that it was Easter. It was just another day.
Right. There you go. That's what I was saying. It's just another day. Everything is just another day. Everything is. I said to my son the other day, I was like, "Hey, did you do your homework?" And he was like, "What homework?" And I said, "Don't you have homework every day?" He's like, "It's Saturday." I said, "I don't know. Is there homework on Saturdays?" And I said, "Wait a minute. No, it's not. It's Friday." And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was Saturday. I'm going to go do my homework." So he goes upstairs and he does his homework. I have no idea. Nobody has any idea what day it is, what time of day it is. Like, the kids are staying until 3 in the morning, getting up at noon. Like, nobody has any... Things are weird, man.
Yeah.
Stuff is weird right now.
Feels like summer when you're a kid, except it's cold out.
Right, and also everyone's off. Like, when I was a kid, I was off, and everybody went to work. Like, now, everybody's off all the time, and nothing's open.
Well, except us, because we're essential.
Well, we're essential because we're awesome. We're here. This is the essential work we're doing. We're essential entertainment. We are keeping those stuck at home, stay safe. We're keeping you entertained, or we're keeping you frustrated because we're not entertaining. Either way, we're here, and I don't know, 3 or 4 views, and people are going to love it.
I like to think that we are keeping the viewers at home sane because we are not sane.
Insane. We were out of sane. Now we're insane. That means you're completely sane, right? Because if you're out of sane, you'd be all out of it. You're crazy. But then, so if you have some, you're insane. Because we have some. We're in it.
Yes.
Insanity. This show is insanity.
We're in it. This
win it.
This is sanity.
That's what I'm talking about. So, right.
Agreed.
Either way, things are crazy. So, and we are, really, I shouldn't look at my watch while we're on the air, but we are at about that half-hour mark. So, I think we're going to say goodbye for now, but we will be back. I don't think...
By all means, if you do actually enjoy our show, please tweet us or message or something or other.
I was going to say... I was doing this so you'd say, give us a thumbs up because it's YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below because
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Hey.
We're like those YouTubers. And we're like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell
Smash
for
that like button.
All of those things, or don't do any of it. I'm like those people.
Please, if you like our show, tweet us and tell us what we can do.
If you don't like the
ask
show,
us a question, something to keep this show on some sort of sane level.
Because we're off the rails right now.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're out of sane right now, not insane. I don't think that's right.
It felt good.
It felt great. Either way, I am international best-selling children's author, Keith White Jr.
And I am Lawrence Gomez, a.k.a. Duran, a.k.a. Salvatore Marco, a.k.a. the hip-hop-opotamus.
Hip-hop-popotamus. All right, and this has been Tavern Talk 716 for another week. We'll see what happens. What? Oh, come on. You screw up the cheers every time.
We nailed it at the start of the show.
Yeah, the first time ever. I thought we could get a whole show where we nail it. So we're going to... So anyway, this has been Tavern Talk 716. I am Keith. This is Duran. Cheers.
Thank you for reviewing.